Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for being here and wanting to learn and grow and progress. This little video is in response to a few conversations that I had with several students, and I hope that this video will help everybody to look at how you can create consistent growth and progress, and how you can feel safe, empowered, and confident together with your horse. So first of all, whether you are just for a little while in the program or you've been in the program for an extended period of time, we now have students that are with me for the third year, and they're looking at it as an investment in themselves and their personal growth development wherever you currently are. It's important to know, right? This idea that where we are and where we want to be, point A to point B, that I can help you with this roadmap to get there. And from my perspective, this makes this program so special. And that's why I don't want to just sell any self-study courses, because I want to have that contact with you, because I know that it is very easy to get sidetracked when we're on our own. And in general, because we're not the mainstream in the horse industry, you might not have a lot of friends and horse buddies around you that do what you do. And your community is here in the Genuine Connections Horsewomanship community. So showing up, being a part of all the parts that the program offers is a vital part to your growth and progress. Now, when we know where we are, right, we can either stay where we're at and there is no growth and no progress, or we continue the spiral up where we want to be, and sometimes we're spiraling down in what I call the rabbit hole. And so I want to talk about the rabbit hole today, but then also talk about how to hopefully not get into the rabbit hole, and if you're in there, because we all do it, how to get yourself out of it. So some of the questions that I have heard lately, or statements that I have heard, was, my horse doesn't get it, I don't get it, is my horse the right horse for me? Maybe another horse will just solve all my problems. And I'm paraphrasing. Maybe this isn't the right program and maybe I should try another course. My horse doesn't see me as the lead. Will this ever change? Now, when we have questions like these and we're noticing that we're asking ourselves, or you're asking me these questions, or you're sharing those statements, I would hope for you to take a pause and consider the 4 key pillars on how to create positive change. And I'm just going to go ahead here and fill you in, right? And I'm sure you already know, but it's just a little bit repetition, because after all, the mother of skills is repetition for ourselves as well as for our horse. We need to have awareness. So when we get into negative self-talk, it is important that we remain conscious and that we're paying attention to our thoughts, how our thoughts affect our energy, how our energy affects then our body language. Because when we have negative talk, negative self-talk, then our energy starts to spiral down in the rabbit hole. And guess what? You are not the lead when you are in the rabbit hole. And just know that everybody ends up in the rabbit hole. And if you're in there right now, or you're seeing yourself going down there, then just know that it happens to everybody. Give yourself the grace that you're noticing, oh, okay, wow, I'm going down my rabbit hole spiral. And then take a pause, because in that pause is where you can actively facilitate change. Number 1, we need to understand where that negative self-talk is coming from. And the reason why I categorize all these questions, whether it's about you or about your horse, as negative self-talk is because in the end, what's happening in the relationship with us and our horse is in direct correlation to how we show up, what we do, and what we don't do, and what are the lead mare principles, and are we doing the lead mare principles, or are we not doing the lead mare principles? And if you're not doing them, why, right? This why am I going down this rabbit hole? Why do I have a negative self-talk? Why do I think my horse is the one that doesn't get it? Why do I think that getting another horse will actually solve my problems? Because many of you ladies have already had a different horse and have already gone that route. And I think everybody can agree that just getting a new horse does not mean everything will be peachy, and every horse that you're getting will most likely have gone through traditional training and or natural horsemanship, and these are controlled pressure related training techniques. And we all know treat-based training has their problems. Now, a lot of times what I see in students when they do get a new horse, or they're thinking about getting a new horse, that they're looking for an obedient horse. And with the obedience comes the fact that the horse is shut down. With the obedience comes the fact that the horse is not connected to you because they do not feel that they have a right to share their feelings and their feedback. And then why you came here into the group is kind of fizzling out, because you wanted to create interconnection. And it is up to us, the human, to do so. And that is sometimes a hard pill to swallow. And that sometimes causes us to not feel happy and excited and joyful. But again, when you're allowing yourself to take a break and just come to a stop, and then create understanding why you're doing what you're doing. For example, something isn't working with my horse and I'm frustrated. Oh, if I would have another horse, then I wouldn't even have to work on that. That could be one of those thoughts. Oh, I don't get it. If I just get rid of my horse, then I don't have to feel this way anymore. From my perspective, everything that shows up in our horse womanship shows up somehow in our everyday life. And because we are heart-centered female horse lovers, most of the time it has something to do with setting boundaries, and that we by nature have a tendency to shrink back. And sometimes shrinking back can be of advantage, and sometimes shrinking back is not useful. So here is it where we really have to take responsibility and to show up in with a 3 principles of responsibility. Number 1, be yourself. Allow yourself to show up how you are. Don't wear a mask. Don't try to be somebody else that you're not. Don't make it fit till you make it, because your horse knows about all of that. Be yourself and allow yourself to experience, wow, you know what? I feel rather uncomfortable right now and I'm struggling. And just voicing that and being clear what's happening. Remember, when we take inventory, we need to create clarity. Where am I right now? Okay, I'm struggling right now. I feel I don't get it. I feel my horse doesn't get it. I want to make everything go away and I'm just going to get myself another horse. Or you know what? I'm just going to give up on horses altogether. Those can be all ideas that we have when we are going through this process of becoming the lead mare. And I would encourage you to then, once you know what's going on with you and you're looking at it from the 10,000-mile view and you're not attaching any emotion to it, in that moment, it's very important to stay logical and say, wow, I'm frustrated, I'm mad, I'm upset, this is not working, okay? Because we need to know where we're at. The next thing is that we need to take responsibility for our thoughts, words, actions, and patterns, because what you're seeing with your horse is a direct reflection of how you show up, what you do, and what you don't do. And here is the opportunity to give ourselves a lot of grace to just say, you know what? I'm human. I don't always get it right. I don't always show up as the lead mare. I make mistakes. I screw up. I know what I should be doing, but I did something else. That happens to all of us. So just know that you're never alone in those feelings that you're having. I have them too. So then, of course, we have the choice, right? We can take the responsibility for our mistakes, and we can turn them into learning opportunities. Wow, this did not work. What can I do that will work? Wow, I don't get it. Okay, I go back to the blue post and I will ask Petra about that. Wow, I think my horse is not getting it. I will take a video and I will share that in the group. Maybe I should get another horse. And I will always tell you that this is almost like when you're having a challenge in your life and you stop and you turn around and walk away. And that can be, in some instances, necessary. But in the most instances that I have seen in my life, that I have seen with my students, when they're ready to conquer that challenge and say, you know what, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stick in there and I'm going to make this work. And what do I have to do to make this work? And how can I elevate myself immediately to go back up? Because that will help you in your everyday life so much. And it will help you in your horse womanship. And when you are the lead, then you just don't give up. You know that you are in a conversation with your horse, and you know that conversations can change. And you know that you can practice conversations, and you know you can get better at it. And that's then where the growth and progress happens for you and your horse. So I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this little video series. I will create a second part and I will post that tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening. Post your thoughts and your aha moments and your blinding flash of the obvious below. Post your questions below, and know that being in this opportunity, being in this community, and knowing that you have all the support that you need to succeed is what will continue to help you to create progress and growth for yourself, for your horse, and in your everyday life for yourself as well as for others. And that's what the beauty is about this program, and that's why I call it Genuine Connections with the S, horsewomanship, because we do not just create connections with our horse creates a connection with us. If we set it up that way, we create a connection to ourselves, and we can foster better connection with other humans. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye now.